Hi, everybody. Welcome to Scott Talk. Last night, one of my clients sent me an email and she says, Scotty, I'm feeling super broken. I don't have the money to do like counseling sessions with you over the phone, but I just wanted to shoot you an email and just kind of see what you thought about what I was going through. And I had some time to kind of digest because I know her pretty well. And I just thought about it for a second. So, well, I emailed her back and just asked, what's broken? What needs to be fixed? And she couldn't identify it right away. I said, well, one of the things about even perceiving that you are broken, you have to be able to go back to that spot, that event, that moment that broke you. If you are afraid to claim what has broken you, and broken is a heavy word, is basically saying that from that point forward or from that event forward, everything about you has been in disarray. Everything about you has either failed or been overshadowed by this event that broke you. So for people out there who feel like my friend, if you are broken and you do not give what broke you the power in your mind to come forward, that means maybe it's something that you've covered and buried with a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe it's something that you don't want to return to. In life, people will give you things to carry that you did not ask for. It's very easy for someone to pass on to you some of their childhood hurt or the lack of something that they didn't receive from a loved one, from a parent, or to basically just shit on what you have going on because they don't know how to support you in any other way. In the events of these things or anything more atrocious, you have to be able to go back there so you can figure out where you need to heal from. Because if you don't, and you leave that little bitty piece of something that's broken in you and you just try to move on with your life, it will constantly regurgitate and come back up to make you very aware that it's still there. Myself, when my first moment in my life that broke me was sexual abuse I suffered as a child. I was around the ages of 7, 8, 9. It only happened a few times, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It was by a very near family member. And it took me 27, almost 28 years to face that and to decide I was no longer in the mood to be broken and have all of my relationships overshadowed by that moment. And I actually had to summon the courage inside myself to call up my abuser, my victimizer. I just said, look, I want you to know from this point forward, the slate is clean. I forgive you. I don't need to hash this out with you. I need to move forward for myself. I need to release you from it because I'm sure that it's a burden on your soul as well. And I've had the most richest life since that moment. And I don't even know what came over me to even do that. That's something that, like I said, 27, 28 years and went by, and I was an adult male in my 30s and was still living with the emotional growth of an 8 or 9-year-old because I was still broken and had not done anything to try to heal that piece of me. And that was one of the major parts of my psyche that kind of held me held me back in many ways, in my personal relationships, in romantic relationships. And you kind of think that you're stronger than that, or that you should be stronger than that. We can only take so much. And you don't have to feel that you're weak because something has that power over you. You don't have to feel that you are less than because something that is you think or feel has broken you has power over you. We deal with a lot in life. We we deal with so much, so many negative things, so many um, tragedies. And when something sits on you like that, like a sexual abuse in my own case, you shadow it with your, almost like you guard it. And I hate that that word is true, but you do. You guard it. It's yours. You don't want to tell other people about it. You protect it from the person who gave it to you to carry. And all along, you basically are saying to yourself that you aren't worth the trouble of pushing through it, pushing past it, walking over it. So I wrote back to my friend. I said, until you are ready to pinpoint and actually, I mean, it's going to be ugly, it's going to be visceral. Until you're ready to drum that up and pull all that pain, all of that memory, all of whatever that is that has broken you, to you ready to pull that up and have it right there ready to be spit out, you can't do the full amount of work that it would take to free you from it, because it'll still sit there and harbor and nag at you. And the older we get, the more of a detriment it becomes for you to have this same energy focused on that point in your life, that moment, that event. Because I'll be honest, from the ages of 9 to 14, I was an overeater. And I think I ate as a comfort because of what had happened to me as a younger person. And I got super, super overweight. I was over 300 pounds in high school. And it was like a shelter for me, like armor. And I wasn't thinking this in the time when I was overeating and binging and doing all these things. But later in life, when I took a moment and just kind of stepped back and looked at my life and what I had given to myself to carry, my weight, my appearance was me carrying the shame someone else put onto me. And then it was time to free myself from it. And slowly but surely, I did the things I needed to do to become healthier and to feel better. But that was only on the outside. I didn't do anything for the inside until that day I made that phone call. And it was actually on my 34th birthday, the day of, I made that phone call. I said, I don't want to do another 34 years with this same broken piece of me. So I say all this to say, broken people can be healed. It's not a Humpty Dumpty situation where all the king's horses and all the king's men. Mm-mm. You have to decide, how do you want to feel? You have to decide, how do you want to move through the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year? How do you want to live the rest of your life? Gray or sunny? It really comes down to that. And I hate to make it sound so simplistic, but we can get through a lot. if you are looking at this video and someone did something or you experienced something that was supposed to break you and you're still here and you've been here long enough to reach this video, you've already made the decision that you can live through it. Now let me help you get past it, okay? I'm going to put a link to my website in the description of this video. You can also reach me via Instagram. I'm sorry, my upstairs neighbor he's a heavy-footed stumper, so if you hear all that. But I do phone counseling sessions. You can also reach me via email. But my phone counseling sessions are on the website. They're 30 minutes for 15 bucks. It's convenient for you. I have an 8-hour time span of when they can be purchased, and we can go from there. Or just shoot me an email if you want to just kind of get a conversation started and get comfortable with me before we go that far. But this page, my channel, myself, I want to help other people get to a place of honesty within themselves. And you don't have to tell me anything that you don't want to say, but I can only work with so much, okay? I hope everyone out there who watches this video really thinks about the things I said and know deep within yourself, within your heart, that you can get through it. You can make it past it. You can. It may seem daunting, but you can do it.